Here's a quick Youngstown theater history fact. Just over my shoulder, across East Federal Street, for over 40 years stood the Regent Theater. The Regent opened in the early 1920s and mostly showed Western serials. In the 1940s, it became known as one of the only movie houses in Youngstown that catered primarily to the city's African American population. In the late 1960s, urban renewal came on the scene. The Regent and much of East Federal Street was torn down.
For many decades, Central Square divided the west end of downtown from the very different East End. The East End of the Central Business District offered the world of the immigrant deli, the Syrian coffee shop, and the clothiers where you could buy the jazz suits with the high-peaked lapels, or chambray work shirts for the blue-collar man. Locally famous and sometimes infamous joints, such as the Brass Rail, Clock Bar, and the Park Theater beckoned. From the 1930s through the 1960s, South Champion Street served as the burlesque headquarters of Youngstown, drawing crowds of old and young men, all anxious to see the dancing girls. Great music could be heard on East Federal Street as well. On any given night, you may find Bill Doggett playing at the Sportery Bar, or jazz great Lynn Hope serenading the crowds on the sidewalks with his saxophone. East Federal Street played an important role for African Americans, especially when it came to entertainment. The 40 Club, the Shrine Club, Cleveland Bar, the Silver Dollar, all entertained the community. The Regent Theater did as well. During the 1940s, it became known for showing what were called race films, featuring primarily black casts. It also screened variety films featuring stage performances of black musical icons such as Count Basie and Cab Calloway. The Regent proved to be the only downtown theater that consistently seated customers on a non-discriminatory basis, unlike the large theaters where African Americans were required to sit in the balcony.
Step back in time with me and revisit the golden age of entertainment. From turn-of-the-century Nickelodeons to Keith Albie's Vaudeville Palace. From neighborhood theaters of yesteryear to your favorite drive-ins and twin cinemas. They're all featured in historic theaters of Youngstown and the Mahoning Valley. Available from the History Press.